Tonight on Our News, day in court. The man suspected of Omar Davis Jr.'s gruesome murder faces a judge. Details of his arraignment as family and friends gather to remember his life. Plus, deadly turn of events, a baby shower the site of another murder as 4 others are injured. And the standoff between the government and the Bahamas Union of Teachers comes to an end. Plus, generosity on display as students of the Grand Bahamas Children's Home are now ready for school. A candlelight vigil now underway for 21-year-old Omar Davis Jr. as family and friends mourn the tragic loss of their loved one. Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard. As family and friends are still reeling over Omar's death, a 20-year-old man has been charged with the murder after his friend's body was found inside a garbage bag inside a car in Centreville. Norman Toussaint appeared before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt today in connection with the August 15th murder of Davis. Davis's relatives wept as the magistrate read the charge. For his part, Toussaint did not show any emotion. Toussaint was not asked to plead to the charge and was remanded to prison. He's expected back in court on December 27th. Omar Davis's mother, Gia Wims, was among the family members in court today to witness the arraignment of his accused killer. In an exclusive interview with our Jerome Sawyer, she recalls the moment in court.
I just couldn't stop crying, and I was like, I can imagine him. I know he was saying, calling out like, my mommy, I want my mommy. I think with all that when I sit in that court, because I know he was calling for me. I know that for sure, because everything is my mommy.
For more from that exclusive interview with Gia Wims and tonight's candle vigil, tune into Our News tomorrow. What was supposed to be a joyous occasion ending in tragedy as the country's latest murder unfolded during a baby shower in Nassau Village last night. Police say 2 men armed with handguns opened fire on the crowd, leaving a man dead and 4 others injured. Jamila Missick has the story.
It was a sorrowful scene at the country's latest homicide in Nassau Village on Sunday night. The incident unfolding shortly before 9 p.m. at a baby shower. The young expectant mother, who chose to remain anonymous, says it was the scariest moment of her life.
First I saw the light before I even had a sound. Saw the light and it was more than, you could hear like it was more than one person. And they just walking, like they ain't shooting from out the yard, they walk in the yard, start shooting.
She says she fell trying to get away.
I crawled behind my stepdaddy car, and the man, one of the gunmen, he walked right behind on the side of my stepdaddy car, and then my friend, she grabbed me under the table and she held my mouth. She said, shh, they still there. And I just heard people just start screaming, shouting.
The young mother-to-be says the baby shower for her was supposed to be an exciting occasion filled with love from family and friends, but instead she is left traumatized.
Last night I didn't sleep. Every little thing I hear, I jumping up. Every minute I looking through the window because I live here. This is my yard. So everyone who I invited got the location separately in the chat. So it really, to me, it's just scary, and I can't stop crying every minute. I crying every time someone asks me about the situation. I just break down crying.
Today, all that remained was a few decorations and bullet-ridden decorative chairs, a stark reminder that a life was cut short the night before. Family members would only identify the victim as Gerard Lee. They also said he was 22 years old. Speaking to reporters on the scene, Chief Superintendent and Communications Officer Chrislyn Skippings is making this appeal.
You need to reach out to our department. Let us know. Because the same person who may have that weapon, who you do not inform us of, that same person can actually turn that weapon and use that weapon on you or your family member.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jamila Missick.
A mother is pleading for help finding her missing daughter tonight after frantically searching for 12 days. But as Berthany McDermott tells us, she believes her daughter is being held captive.
My child never leave me for 27 years. So I don't know. So because I get Jesus in my heart, Jesus hold me up. If Jesus didn't hold me up, when I go emergency, I suppose fall down.
After nearly 2 weeks of searching for her 27-year-old daughter, Rochelda Woodside, her mother still believes her daughter is still alive, but being held against her will by a person she knows.
Suppose he tie my daughter someplace, yes. My daughter can't move. No water, no drink. What happen?
12 days later, Carmelita Woodside says she still vividly remembers the last time she spoke with her daughter.
She tell me she coming right back, but she ain't go too far. She was be on the back. You see the one white shade? That's how she be, but that ain't far. She tell me she go up there. So when she tell me she go up there, run after 6. After 6, she tell me she go up there. When I see 8 o'clock, I ain't see her.
Woodside said she hid the house key for her daughter that night, but when she woke the next morning, Rochelda was nowhere to be found.
When I check bed, I ain't see her. That run after 6, 7, I ain't see her. 7:30, 8 o'clock, I ain't see her. When I check phone, I can't get them. I say maybe she don't have no data because we have Wi-Fi there.
After 24 hours, Woodside became alarmed, saying her daughter has never slept out unless she was off the island. She says she checked every police station and the hospital to find her, but their search came up empty. And after 12 days of searching for her daughter, Woodside says the only thing keeping her together is her faith in God.
I enjoyed pussing all right. You know, so that's my child.
On Thursday, police released this missing person flyer after she was missing for days. Woodside says she still believes there is a chance for her daughter's safe return and is pleading for anyone with information to come forward. Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
A comedian is facing criminal charges over a leaked sex tape. Prosecutors say 24-year-old Terrence Gilbert II, whose stage name is King Cloud, secretly recorded a woman while she performed oral sex on him. Prosecutors allege the incident happened on March 24th. They also say on May 5th, Gilbert allegedly leaked the sex tape in order to defame the woman. Gilbert pleaded not guilty to charges of voyeurism and intentional libel at his arraignment before Magistrate Shaka Serville today. He was granted $3,500 bail and is expected back in court on November 29th for trial. We've got more to get to in a moment, including a drop in gas prices. But for now, you can expect a quiet evening with a few possible showers. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look. Good evening, Greg.
Thanks, Marlena, and welcome everybody for our first look at weather on this first day of the week, Monday. It's pretty nice outside, still on the warm side though. Temperatures in the mid-80s, 86 under partly cloudy skies. Had some isolated showers and some thunderstorms earlier. East winds at 10 miles per hour and your feels-like temperature, a very warm 92 degrees on the outdoors. Upper level disturbance moving across the area along with some low-level moisture triggering some showers and some isolated thunderstorms across the island chain. That upper level low will be with us for at least another day or two before it moves out. But a lot of shower activity will be popping up during the daytime hours tomorrow, as well as some late night showers expected. So make sure you stay prepared for that. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, you may be happy to learn gas prices are coming down. One local retailer talks prices. Plus, a months-long standoff between government and teachers finally comes to an end. And later, the donation that's helping send foster kids on Grand Bahama back to school. That's all coming up when Our News returns.
Got wireless dead zones at your house? How about endless buffering? Will you put the Wi-Fi password again? This is Aero. Aero is not just any Wi-Fi router. Rev customers get the first Wi-Fi system that covers every inch of your beautiful home, improving home coverage, higher speeds, high performance, and connectivity for up to 75 simultaneous devices. Aero. So while you're streaming your favorite show on HBO Max, Aero with Rev gives you the freedom to stay connected while you work, learn, and play at home.
Never think about Wi-Fi again with Aero from Rev. Visit rev.bs/Aero or call 601-8992 to make your Wi-Fi wishes come true.
Prices at the pumps are going down after months of rising fuel costs across the country. Residents in New Providence are seeing a slight decrease in prices, and officials say they expect prices will continue to drop. Our Jamila Missick visited gas stations today.
Gas prices on New Providence are continuing to decline. This week, Rubis has the lowest price at $6.30 per gallon, Shell the highest at $6.97, while Esso stands at $6.66 per gallon. Back in June, gas prices were as high as $7.39. Vice President of the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association, Vasco Bastian, says prices have been seeing a steady decline.
The barrel of crude oil in the international market continues to decline, and so I think last week when I checked was around about $95 a barrel. So that is a direct correlation of why the prices in New Providence are falling.
And he believes prices will continue to decrease.
Going forward, once everything continues to be as forecast, I think we might get back down to close to even $6.
Bastian insists customers are pleased with the drop in prices at the pumps.
I mean, you're saving 30 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents on a cost of fuel, so that money then will go into helping you buy other stuff for your families and stuff like that. So they're very, very happy.
However, this Bahamian visiting from Texas is singing a different tune.
When I left, it was about $4.50 a gallon. Here it's six something, so it's ridiculous. I think so. And the Bahamian people, I feel like they're hurting right now, so I see everybody that did the Swift and the March. They gas savers, but it's still expensive.
And these customers say they're hoping to see lower prices.
Every big thing I check out, or every other day I buy the papers, just to see if any increase.
And to see, you need the transportation to get from point A to point B. And I think it's a strain on some people. But I really think that if the price is going down, it's better for the people.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jamila Misset.
The Bahamas Union of Teachers calling off the threat of industrial action on Sunday night. In a voice note to union members, BUT President Belinda Wilson says she expects the new industrial agreement will be signed soon.
In light of the progress made, you, the members, have decided to forego industrial action tomorrow. As you are also aware, we are reviewing the final draft of our full industrial agreement, and we are completing a few details and should be completed by tomorrow.
A few weeks back, Wilson told teachers to prepare to take industrial action today if government failed to meet the union's demands. Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin reacting to the news.
I am very pleased that teachers will be in the classroom today, that next week the children of this nation will return to school fully face-to-face, and we can begin to stabilize education in this country. That's my position.
25 people have been selected by the Ministry of Education as school attendance officers. The group will assist children that may have challenges preventing them from attending school in the upcoming school year. The Education Minister says in some cases, non-attendance is a sign of deeper issues. She is stressing the importance of supporting those families.
It must be our collective intervention to support families and parents and our students where necessary, to allow for a smooth and unhindered attendance at school of our nation's children, while simultaneously addressing underlying issues.
The group was selected by the Education Ministry's Review Committee. Hannah Martin pointing out laws mandate children between the age of 5 and 16 must attend school. Education Director Marcellus Taylor stressing the goal is not to bring criminal charges.
Your job is a key job in ensuring that those who might need it most, the most vulnerable in our society, for whom the option of not participating seems to be more attractive to them, but only in their sight, only seeing what is right before them, that we have to ensure that they get in school.
Shoppers have been turning out in droves for the first day of the back-to-school VAT holiday. The tax break, which runs until September 11th, covers things like uniforms, school supplies, backpacks, and other traditional back-to-school essentials. I spoke to retailers and shoppers to learn more on the start of this year's back-to-school VAT holiday.
I think it's a good savings for parents who are purchasing this time. You know, things are tough, so any little help will make it better for us.
The aisles of uniform and school supply stores around the country are bustling as the much-anticipated VAT holiday on school supplies began today. Carey's Fabric and Uniform Managing Director Kim Gibson.
We noticed a great difference in the traffic. A lot of people are taking advantage of the VAT holiday, saving 10% on their sales.
Gibson says back-to-school buying habits have changed in the post-pandemic economy. She hopes the VAT holiday will make it possible for affected families to be able to afford more.
Prior to the pandemic, people usually purchased like up to four sets of uniforms and sometimes 5. Post-pandemic, I noticed that people are watching their dollars and now they are purchasing less. So instead of getting 4 or 5 sets, people are getting 2, possibly 3 sets.
Over at John's Shoes and Accessories, General Manager John Kathopoulos says that they haven't seen much change in their traffic since the VAT holiday was announced.
This is the first day, and at this stage in the back-to-school game, this is pretty typical as well. We may get a couple people coming in and not even knowing about it.
And John's isn't the only store with shoppers unaware that the VAT holiday is happening. When we spoke with Carey's customers, some shoppers, like this grandmother, had no clue about the back-to-school tax breaks.
As a grandparent, it is very helpful. I did.
You knew it was starting today?
No, I didn't. Surprisingly.
This shopper was pleasantly surprised at the register.
The VAT holiday was a great surprise.
When our news comes back from the break, the platform that may help you land your next job.
Plus, coming up in sports for you tonight, NACAC championships in the books. We'll give you the details on how it all turned out for Team Bahamas. We'll also tell you about the latest standings in the Bahamas Government Departmental Basketball Association. That's all coming up in sports.
And later, ready for class. Find out the generosity that's helping send foster kids on Grand Bahama back to school. The details when our news returns.
Got wireless dead zones at your house? How about endless buffering? Will you put the Wi-Fi password again? This is Aero. Aero is not just any Wi-Fi router. Rev customers get the first Wi-Fi system that covers every inch of your beautiful home, improving home coverage, higher speeds, high performance, and connectivity for up to 75 simultaneous devices. Aero. So while you're streaming your favorite show on HBO Max, Aero with Rev gives you the freedom to stay connected while you work, learn, and play at home.
Never think about Wi-Fi again with Aero from Rev. Visit rev.bs/Aero or call 601-8992 to make your Wi-Fi wishes come true.
This is our news. Welcome back. The Department of Labor making a move to be more accessible to the public. Officials announcing they've partnered with My Gateway for the digital notification of vacancy program. Labor Minister Keith Bell explaining how going digital will help.
The new service will enable employers to apply for a labor certificate, upload all of the supporting documents to facilitate the application, pay for the service, and obtain the labor certificate from any place in the world. In addition to significantly reducing the time of the process of the application, the new system will also allow the staff of the Department of Labor to have digital access to data that will reduce fraud.
Bell also noting how this technology can help prevent residents being overlooked for jobs. The minister says more than 30,000 work permits are processed or viewed annually, and that the digitization will be linked to the Department of Immigration.
As this project was completed in conjunction with the staff of the Department of Immigration, the Director of Immigration, Katira Ferguson, is also able to authenticate each labor certificate that will accompany an application for a work permit.
The NACAC championships close out in style in Grand Bahama. Meanwhile, the latest standings from local basketball. Here's Marcellus Hall.
All right, thanks a lot, and welcome to our sports, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. 3 days of intense competition wrapping up at the GB Sports Complex yesterday as the NACAC Open Championships finished off after getting started on Friday. As it was, Team Bahamas ending in style. They finished up the day with a couple of good medals and some good performances to send everybody home. Let's take a look. An exciting finish to the NACAC Open Track and Field Championships as the three-day meet wrapped up on Sunday in Grand Bahama. Sunday's finale punctuated by great performances in the men's 4x400 meter relay. That saw the Bahamas squad take the bronze behind the USA, who took gold, and the Jamaicans, who finished second for the silver. Team Bahamas also with good showings in the women's 4x1 as Tynea Gaither, running a fabulous ankle leg to secure a silver medal. She nipped the Jamaican athlete at the finish line. Team USA would also get the gold here as well. Final event of the meet would be the men's 4x1, and while the Bahamas would finish fourth behind the winners, the United States, silver medalist Trinidad and Tobago and bronze medalist Jamaica, quartet ran well, which bodes well for relay teams in upcoming events. Bahamas with a total of 7 medals at the end of competition, 1 gold, 2 silver, and 4 bronze. Meanwhile, latest standings in from the Bahamas Government League Basketball Association. Cybots and Crime Stoppers atop the standings both at 7-2. Panthers currently at 7-1, followed by the Bahamas Department of Corrections and Mariners, both at 5-4 to round out the top 5 teams. You can see the rest of the league right there. The league is winding down, getting set for playoffs. And that's your check on sports here on this Monday. I'm Marcellus Hall. Back to you, Marlena.
Don't go away just yet. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended outlook. And later, the Grand Bahama Children's Home is back to school ready. Find out the donation making it all possible when our news returns.
Got wireless dead zones at your house? How about endless buffering? Where you put the Wi-Fi password again? This is Aero. Aero is not just any Wi-Fi router. Rev customers get the first Wi-Fi system that covers every inch of your beautiful home, improving home coverage, higher speeds, high performance, and connectivity for up to 75 simultaneous devices. Aero. So while you're streaming your favorite show on HBO Max, Aero with Rev gives you the freedom to stay connected while you work, learn, and play at home.
Never think about Wi-Fi again with Aero from Rev. Visit rev.bs/Aero or call 601-8992 to make your Wi-Fi wishes come true.
Welcome back to our news. It's time now for your extended look at the forecast. Greg is back in the Weather Center monitoring an area of development in the Atlantic, but first, an upper-level disturbance moving across the area. Good evening, Greg.
Thanks again, Marlena, and welcome back, everybody, for our second look at weather. Upper-level lows affecting us, one across the Bahamas right now, triggering some showers and some thunderstorms. There's a second low behind that should get into our neck of the woods over the next couple of days. So we're looking at an ongoing pattern of showers and isolated thunderstorms during the day, some late-night showers at night. Across the tropics, we are watching a couple of areas. There are a couple of waves moving, one just to the south of Hispaniola and Cuba, another one approaching us from the, approaching the Leeward Islands from the east, and then out in the open Atlantic, National Hurricane Center watching an area out there for about a 30% chance for formation. It's likely that it could get some strengthening as it pushes towards the west, but all in all, the Saharan dust and a dry air mass still in place to the north of that will limit its development over the next couple of days. So the tropics will remain quiet for the next 5 days. Boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow. Your winds will be out of the east and southeast at 10 to 15 knot seas, running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Your tide is presently high. It will be low at 4 minutes past midnight. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your 7-day forecast, off and on showers expected over the next couple of days. Friday seems to be our wettest as we have that second upper level low moving into our neck of the woods, but temperatures will stay rather warm near the 90-degree mark during the daytime hours, and our nighttime temperatures will be in the upper 70s near 80. That's a look at our weather. Have a safe evening, everybody.
School supplies, fans, and food, all part of a back-to-school donation to the Grand Bahama Children's Home from Reach Out Youth Organization. The home's pint-sized residents also being treated to free haircuts by a local barber. President of Reach Out Ministry, Dudley Side.
The kids in the back here, to me, are special kids. And I'm asking the wider community of Grand Bahama, corporate Grand Bahama, individuals, I know it's back to school, everyone a little stressed, but let's not forget the kids here in the children's home is very important. We bought some toys also for them. But I just asking everybody just to continue to remember the children's home.
Executive Director of the Grand Bahama Children's Home, June Hutchison.
They're doing well. They've enjoyed the summer because they've been very entertained between different camps. They had a Junkanoo rush out. They learned how to make Junkanoo costumes. One of our friends came from Nassau to be able to show them how, and we had a Junkanoo rush out here. So they've been quite engaged, and it's now time to wind down and get ready. We continue to look for persons who would like to sponsor any of the children in any way. We are still here. As Dudley says, we're still here and looking for persons to volunteer in any way that you feel necessary to do so. We're always willing to welcome you into our community.
And if you ever want to lend a helping hand to the Children's Home, visit gbchildren'shome.org. For more stories like this and all of today's top stories, visit our News Bahamas page on Facebook. With that, we thank you for joining us on Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Marlena Leonard. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.